Yeah, I just want to make a PSA. Sometime when we do certain things, like fixing up with somebody else, that's not a good thing to do. Fixing a guy with a woman or fixing a woman with a man, that's not a good thing. And to be honest with you, it's not a good fit. And that is a fact. It's not a good fit. Because the reason why it's not a good fit because the two does not work. It doesn't fit either hand. And that is a fact that you can't reveal too much about a person. You just can't do it. That's not fair. That's not right. In my book, it ain't anyway. As I was saying, when I used to go out back in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, I used to be in a load of relationship just to get away from the nightclubs, just to get away from the clubs, the parties, the shebeens. I just need to get away, just to be in a relationship. And when I did that, it was such a sign of relief that I can get away from people, from the clubs, the music, everything, just to get away, just be in a relationship. I just wanted to get away from it all, you know? You just got to have yourself a break, you know? Even in the 2000s, early part of the 2000s, I had relationships to get away. But I didn't have one relationship. I had 6 relationships. I had fun because I needed to. Because I had a heartbreak back in 1999. I needed to do that. Did I regret it? Yeah. Did I regret it? No. And that's all it is, really. You know, I just need to get away. Sometimes I just need to get away from myself. And I think in today's climate, things are hard today. In today's climate, financially, things are very, very hard today. The cost of living is rocket up the roof. It's trying to keep money in your pocket so that the budget came the other day. I'm not listening to it yet, but I am going to have a bit of snippet preview of it later on. The Chancellor's budget, the autumn budget anyway, because it's going to hit our pockets hard regardless to anyway. Because everything's going up, you know what I mean? Food's gone up, the price of food is down, but the price of food is going up. Gas is going up, electric is going up, rent goes up, everything goes up, the price of everything goes up. You know what I mean? Sometimes the inflation, the cost of the rise of inflation is up and up. The rise of inflation is down, but the rise of inflation goes up. Everything's going up. Everything's going up is a cost now. Even if you're trying to get up the property ladder now just to buy your own house and everything. And mortgage and all that. And that's expensive. For first time home buyers anyway. You know what I mean? And then the situation, what's been going on in the Ukraine and all that. Even that you gotta consider. And then what's happening in Israel with the Palestinian and all that. Even that's been going on. You know what I mean? Even what's been going on, you know what I mean? Because I believe Israel used to be Palestine. And it changed to Israel. Was it 1948? That's the story I heard. I'm not sure, but I'm not correct, but I'll have to do that later on anyway. Everything is expensive now anyway. And I think we need a general election anyway. I think there's going to be a general election next year or the year after next. You know what I mean? And then Suella Braverman was sacked anyway by the Prime Minister. And all what's been going on. Yeah, as I was saying, I just needed to get away from the nightclubs, from the parties, from the shebeens, from the blues. I needed to get away from all that. Even when I was working back then, I need to get away from all that. Even when I was coming from work one day and I needed a night out, the restaurant was so busy, I had a night out. And I really, really enjoyed my night anyway. As soon as I come in from work now, I may just when I come in from work, I'll put my feet up. I read a book. I even read a newspaper now and again. I even bought myself a Manchester Evening News and I started reading the newspaper, the Sun, the Mirror and all that. Even that. Even just put my feet up with a nice cup of coffee and just chill anyway. You know? And just chill or read a book. Going back to what I was saying before. Fixing somebody up is not a good fit. It's not a good fit. Fixing somebody up. It's not a good fix and it's not a good fit. And that is a fact that. And that is the truth that. You can't fix people up with people who don't want to be fixed up with. And that is the honest truth that. You cannot fix somebody up who don't want to be fixed up with, or they don't want to go and see the person. There's a difference there. And I think it's a fact, you know what I mean? You know? Look. Yeah. I think I believe in meeting somebody and get to know them and not pawning them off with every Tom, Dick and Harry. And you can't do that. You know, you just can't. If that person is good to you, fine. And that's fair enough. You know what I mean? I think this is something that being alone and being lonely is two different things. When you're lonely, you got no one to speak to. When you're alone, you need to be by yourself. You need to set boundaries. You need to set boundaries and put up a lot of boundaries because this is your space. And you can't make other people come in your space. But when you're lonely, you got no one to speak to, or you could be out in a club or pub and all that and nobody to talk to. And you do feel lonely in that situation. You know? So there is a big difference. Being alone and being lonely is two different things. And that is a fact. I know they say you're better off being alone than being treated like an idiot. And I think sometimes you're better because you've got to put boundaries. Because what I got in the cup is mine. And what I pour out in the cup is for other people. My cup ran me over. Because what I put in the cup is mine and it stays mine. I think you've got to put up boundaries. You've got to put boundaries up. And even sometimes you've got to put barriers up that so people can't hurt you. I think sometimes, you know what, I'd rather be by myself than have somebody hurting me and taking me for a fool and taking the piss out of me and treating me like an idiot. I'd rather be alone than being treated like a fool. And that is the honest truth, that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can be too open and too exposed. Sometimes your stiff can take flight and your flight can just take stiff sometime. Sometimes I don't reveal too much about myself. I try not to. You know what I mean? Because people can use that against you. And that is the honest truth, that. And I heard somebody talk that to me at work one time, going back about 3-4 months ago. Somebody was saying exactly the same thing, what somebody did to her. So we just got to be careful, really, who we reveal to. And that is a fact, that we just got to be careful, one step ahead of our opponent.